This is the Argo City Podcast. When it's covered in all the colored lights, when the runaways are running the night, impossible comes true, intoxicating you. This is the greatest show. We light it up and we won't come down. And the sun can't stop us now. Watching it come true, it's taking over you. This is the greatest show. It's everything you ever want. It's everything you ever need. And it's right in front of you. This is where you wanna be. This is where you wanna be. Where the colored lights,
Where the
runaways are running the night.
Possible comes true, it's suffocating you.
This is the greatest show. We light it up and we won't come down. And the sun can't stop us now.
Possible comes true, it's taking over you.
This is the greatest show. This is the greatest show. This is the greatest show.
Okay. Funny that we are starting off with, well, this song, because I've been making you listen to the Greatest Showman track for how many days has it been?
Well, and see, here's the thing. When we go to conventions, and we just talked about going to Concoction a while back there and ZipCon, and one of the things we do, like, before we leave, we watch a really great cosplay video from
Like DVD?
Cosplay Zebra or something like that, and it's a Pink song. Yeah, and it's Raise Your Glass. Like,
Yes, right.
so we do that to get hyped. And then we drive for an hour. And you sleep and I drive.
Usually.
But I always let you know when we're like 10 or 15 minutes ahead because we need to start watching
For parking.
Yeah, and all that kind of stuff. And that's really when we start. There's a folder in my car's music database, and it's just there for hype. It's just there to. And lately we've been listening to some of your playlists, and you always throw in this song.
Yeah.
Which, like, it needs to go in there because it's part of the, okay, we're getting hyped up, we're getting ready to walk into the convention in our costumes and in our, and just, so this fits.
And it's like, I've been listening to, like, as you were saying, a lot of these, even on my own time, but this one in particular, like, I work night shifts now, and night shift is tiring. So a lot of times I'll have this playlist, whether it be through my earbuds or on the very rare occasion that I get to take control of the speaker, I'll have it blasting out loud. And
Well, like, show tunes are not completely unknown in fast food. Back in the day when I was in college and I was working at Wendy's,
Yeah.
it is not unusual for somebody to see me sing through the entire soundtrack to Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat through my shift. Or Phantom of the Opera. I can, like, do all the parts, all the songs, and it's just a thing that we would do. So, yeah, like, you're just the 21st century equivalent of that.
hey, there is a reason why I got the ribbon on my lanyard may burst into show tunes.
Yes. Yes,
There is a reason. No, because I'm the kind of person where, like similar to you, I will always be bursting out into song at random times of day. I used to do it all the time at Burger King. Mm-hmm. Not so much now, but...
Well, and my mother used to do it, too. So, like, and my mother would burst into old standards like, I love you, a bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, and a kiss around. And you know it.
Yeah.
Because, like, this is just, it's a thing. It's a curse that we pass down through the generations. So, but it's also appropriate because it's Hugh Jackman. We love Hugh Jackman.
Yes.
You're very fortunate that we didn't do Oklahoma. Oklahoma, where the wind comes rushing through the tree. I can do that one too.
Oh no.
Like Google this because there's like a full production on YouTube. It will change your life and not in a good way. So anyhow,
okay.
We are back into X-Men. How long has X2 been sitting in the movie box of doom?
You would always be complaining to me that, like, when we hit Punisher, like, you have somehow skipped almost all of this in the X-Men track.
Like, X-Men track is technically part of the Fox track.
Oh, Fox track, that's what I meant to say.
But it's still, I've left it as its own thing because we need a good foundational grounding on it, except you never hit it. Okay.
We got through the... Didn't we get through the...
Yeah, can I explain to you something?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so we watched the first X-Men ages ago.
Yeah.
And I suddenly realized something after we'd done that. I realized that I haven't really shown you any Star Trek The Next Generation. There's literally a Facebook post up there with that, like, the meme, I've made a horrible mistake. Because I introduced you to Patrick Stewart as Professor X and not Captain Picard. But the thing is, we've never made it back. So we've gone through Star Trek The Next Generation and a good chunk of Deep Space Nine, and I have not made it back to X-Men.
Didn't you say we had gone through the whole, like, zombie track? We had gone through the whole documentary track.
We did, yes.
We went
like,
through
you
like
just refused to hit X-Men.
And the funny thing is, I almost didn't pick that one today. I was debating between the two in my hand.
Well, and, like, my X-Men track is abbreviated because these movies are hit or miss.
Yeah.
The first two are good. And then we get a bunch of bad ones, and we get one good one or one not terrible one, and we get some... I mean, it's all over the place. It really is.
Yeah.
Because Fox doesn't know what to do with this. And the thing is, X-Men starts off... X-Men is 2000, 1999, something like that. So one of the things I was pointing out to you... look at the black leather costumes.
Yeah.
Well, see, this is because in 1989, Batman set the tone for superheroes going forward for about the next 10 to 15 years. Ugh. And it's kind of like we're ashamed of being superhero movies. Like Smallville. So, Batman, black leather. The first successful Marvel movie, because this is the whole point of me doing these. You're an MCU kid, like you grew up in the era of the MCU. You don't know a world without the MCU, and us Gen Xers didn't know a world with actual superhero movies. So the first actual successful Marvel movie is Blade, also still black leather. It's also still Batman. We actually wouldn't get a comic accurate suit until a year after the first X-Men movie. And that's going to be Spider-Man. And man, Spider-Man is very comic accurate. Well, he is. Green Goblin, not so much, but he is. But that trend wouldn't start until then. And by the time we hit X2, well, they're kind of committed. Yeah. They're committed to the black leather suits. Funny thing, the black suits were spoiled early.
Oh no.
The toys were shown at Toy Fair before the toys were out on the shelves and before the movie had a trailer. We knew what the costumes were going to be.
No. I don't like these black suits.
No.
I don't. They keep throwing me off. Like, I'm looking for the differently colored stuff and I don't like it. I'm used to the colors of, like, the cartoon.
Yes, and in the first movie, actually, they joke about it. Like, Cyclops tells Wolverine. Well, what would you rather have? Like blue and yellow spandex? And the entire theater screamed back at the screen.
Yes!
But it's been a while. We actually had to look up a YouTube recap.
Yeah, and I was like, I was watching the recap, and I was like, I don't remember any of this.
But we're at X2, and that's our feature for tonight. So you have thoughts. I have thoughts too. So it's fun watching Professor X and Magneto pal around again because Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen are actual besties.
Oh, no wonder.
And you can see it though. I feel like I can tell. It informs that relationship, which is the same relationship they have in the comics. Aww. Even if they're on opposite sides. I cannot think of better casting. I just can't.
Oh, that's cool. But yeah, I did have a couple of thoughts. And I even remember us talking about this when I was watching Avengers Civil War. But what's your opinion on, like, the Mutant Registration Act?
It's hard. You know what? I have a hard time. I'm a little on both sides in that I don't like the intrusion. I don't like the intrusion on people's privacy. And at the same time, the comics would describe them as people of mass destruction.
Ugh.
It's hard. It's really hard to say. I think I'd probably land closer to the right-wing stand on gun registration in that I'm not thrilled with the idea. But at the same time, here's the thing. Xavier's doing the right thing. Mm-hmm. Xavier actually needs to be legitimized. He needs to be endorsed. There needs to be something like this because what he's doing is he's taking these people in and training them to use their powers responsibly. This is going to go back to my Second Amendment metaphor here, in that I am a big fan of people who own guns and use them responsibly, which is funny because we don't own a gun.
We don't, no.
The idea, I'm a big believer in the philosophy, in the idea, but again, as long as you're using it responsibly. I don't want a gangbanger who doesn't know his trigger discipline and just wants to shoot up his not homies. I don't want that. I want guns kept out of his hands. And there's a lot of common sense gun laws on the books already if we just enforce them. So that's kind of where I come back here. Xavier's got the right idea. I'd like to see Xavier's idea just more widespread.
Become the natural. Like,
yes.
If you get a mutant power, maybe it's not, like, required. Because I almost feel like there's the whole idea, like, even with that, where I'm kind of, like, up and down. If you force everyone that comes to be a mutant to go to a school, then that's kind of a segregation, and we don't want that. But, it's also good at necessary helping and protecting. So maybe you have to go for a year or two just to get your power under control. Or maybe we even find online versions. Well, not online versions, but like you find tutors that will go around and help people. Bring the teleporters in. Have them come around to help people that can't leave. Or like the problem is you have to find a way to make it responsible without segregating them from the regular humans.
And this is the great discussion that X-Men brings up. That the comics bring up, that the movies can bring up when they're well done. This is why I like X2, because it's having that conversation. The first one does as well. Chris Claremont's era really does want to explore some of this. It's worthwhile when it's a discussion and not beating you over the head with, well, we think this is the answer. And X-Men in the comics right now is flat out segregation, and I don't think the writers realize that it is. There's been eras where it's been good or not.
Hold on, what's going on in the comics right now, though?
Well, like I said, they occupied the island of Genosha. They've no humans allowed, just mutants.
Oh.
And we've turned it into, like, it's just bad. Because the writers don't understand nuance, and they don't understand metaphor. And I long for the days of Chris Claremont and Fabian, unpronounceable last name. Okay, like he literally joked about at the last convention we were at, like the announcer announced him, and he's like, "I've never heard my name pronounced that way before. That's funny." So it's like, I'm not even going to try. No, I long for the nuanced take, and this is a good nuanced take. There are some moments though that bother me. There's some real
You mentioned something about like when the city, or not city, when the school is being taken over,
yes.
right as the kid gets shot in the neck with a tranquilizer.
Yeah.
Like what you did, and you didn't explain after either.
Well, the government comes in and they send troops out, and the government's wrong in this. But they've also been misled. That's the whole point of, like, the end scene where Xavier and the X-Men show up and tell the president, we're watching. We're not, but we're also not threats. No, the president's been absolutely misled, and I think we get that impression. But it's enough to send troops to the school, invade it, kidnap whoever we can, which is bad, and that's distasteful.
I didn't realize that it was like government led.
Those are government troops.
I thought it was like this one guy kind of seizing control of this thing.
No, those are government troops. Those are government soldiers. And this is what bothers me. Not the troops. It's the moment where Wolverine slams his claws into one of them.
Yeah.
Wolverine kills U.S. soldiers in this. Now, those U.S. soldiers are being ordered to do something terrible, but at the same time, man, I don't like Wolverine killing servicemen. The whole thing. It just leaves a bad taste in my. The whole scene.
Like
nobody's right. There are no good guys in that scene, but that's the problem. There are no good guys in that scene.
It almost gives the vibe of like. The way he governs himself with, like, the dog tags and such gives me very much soldier vibes. It's almost like he's killing himself.
Yeah.
He's killing his brethren, which is, like... It's a little... And even when I was sitting there, like, all this stuff aside, I was like, oh my God, that's brutal. I wasn't expecting him to come out and just outright murder a guy. Like, yeah, you murder the bad guy, but... When you're just murdering a soldier,
but are they the bad guys? And that's the thing. It's like
because there's a difference between absolutely like killing someone and throwing them over to knock them out, which is what the heroes usually do.
And
but that's where it's like he's not a hero. I see him more as a vigilante. So,
well, he always has been. Yes.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's a good take. It's an interesting distinction that you're making there, because if you're a longtime listener to this podcast, you understand we're a Superman household.
We are.
We are not a Batman household.
That's true.
And Wolverine is firmly on the Batman side. He's shades of gray.
That's true.
So it's like, to be fair, he doesn't harm any of the cops that come for them later.
Yeah, that was Pyro.
So, I appreciate that, but it's just that is the one misstep in this movie. That's the one scene that just I've never liked. Now, I love everything before it. I love the midnight talk with Iceman.
Yeah,
about his precious little girl Rogue. I love this stuff.
It's like classic little dorm talk. Like I've had like when I would go to Lake Anne, I would have conversations like this with some of the girls when we'd end up like in the dining room or grabbing hot chocolate like later at night, especially grabbing hot chocolate later at night because their hot chocolate was amazing. But like it's those like late night talks like you can grab it from in there, or the occasional talk I'll have when I'm having a sleepover with Ocean and like her brother or something comes down, and it's like it feels so real.
These character moments are everything, and it's one of the things that makes this film so good.
He freaking like holds the glass for him. I love
Wolverine
that.
Pulls out the root beer. Iceman blows on it, and we're chilled.
It's like it's much personality, which is just
that casual
wonderful.
use of the powers. It really is. It is so good. And Shawn Ashmore is amazing in this. Now, Shawn Ashmore is currently like the husband of one of the cops on Mom's TV show. Right? She's watching The Rookie with Nathan Fillion. So that again, Firefly or Guy Gardner from Superman. We've got it. All comes back to comics. No matter where you go, you cannot escape us. But, and Shawn Ashmore is great in this. He reprises his role as Iceman a couple of times. It's weird too. Like Iceman and Rogue were never a thing. Iceman had his own girlfriends. Rogue she eventually ended up like thick with Gambit because, well, Southern, and man, it just connects. But I come back to it's the era where we're ashamed to be comic book people, be making comic book movies, and we're just gonna do whatever, and they kind of do.
Yeah, they kind of do, but it works though.
You were talking about Pyro earlier. Talk to me more about him, because I thought he was fascinating.
Pyro?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with his like firebending. I was asking you questions to help me figure out his powers.
You were getting so irritated by him flipping the lighter on and off and on and off.
As an ADHDer, I understand the stim. I'm literally stimming with a fidget as we're sitting here right now. But I don't like that.
I don't know if I would call the cat a fidget. Sparky's like struggling to get away.
This is not Sparky! But he's like flicking. But the thing is, he's lighting it and then closing it and lighting it and then closing it. And as I'm learning about his powers, with him being able to not summon fire but control it. Now, I don't know who here is a fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender. I watched it a while ago. It was great. Anybody here that has seen the original movie, the terrible one, the one that's been whitewashed and completely
M. Night Shyamalan one.
Yeah, just the terrible one. In that particular movie, they ruined firebending by, for example, when they are fighting the Water Tribe, they place essentially giant bonfires around the area that they use to shoot fire at the waterbenders, and everyone was really upset about that because that's not how firebending works. Firebending comes from your anger, or as they learn later in the show, blah blah blah, through finding another way to use your firebending. But I was looking at that and it's like, oh, so it's like the bad Avatar movie.
It's such an interesting conceit, though. I think.
Yeah.
The idea that he can't generate fire, so he's always got a lighter on him.
But he says, Magneto tells him that like, that's a really impressive power. Don't let anyone tell you differently. Is there any chance that he might be able to take fire from the sun someday?
I don't know. I don't think they've ever explored that. Pyro actually is an X-Men character. This is an X-Men villain.
Oh.
But I like what they're doing here because they kind of show his descent into becoming a villain. Yeah. They show Magneto kind of pulling him over
just slightly,
and it's enough that he switches sides. And that's the thing I mentioned to you. Magneto's very charismatic. He's very convincing. He's very good. For that matter. So the actor. So that's why he was cast in that. They do it so well. It's subtle. You get to see. Pyro's a minor character. It's a background character. But he's got an arc from student to villain.
Yeah.
And it's fun to watch them working with the villains, too. Like, this is actually a big X-Men thing. Like, we've talked with Superman about how Superman wants to try and
befriend his villains,
yes.
turn them good.
Well, it either works out for him or it doesn't. X-Men's got a lot more shades of gray. Mm-hmm. You don't know if this is going to work out or not.
Yeah, I was like, immediately upon us starting to work with Magneto, I was like, And I didn't trust him. Something about it felt off. And I called it when we got later on. Like, I was like, I knew it! Because he's a liar!
It's funny, too. Even they're on the way to the mission. And there's a moment where he's sitting in the back with Mystique. It's like, oh, looking at Rogue, I love what you've done with your hair. The white. It is such a smarmy, slimy bully moment.
Yeah.
It's that moment that reminds you, these are not good people.
Yeah.
Because you might forget. It's easy to forget the way that they're integrated into the team. The way that it's almost us against them. Except it's not us against them. It's
us against them.
Yeah, we have two different ways, and we have two different ways we want to convince.
It's almost like you're joining up with the heroes just to get you to the end until you take over yourself. Mm-hmm. And honestly, that's kind of even where I actually relate Magneto and Wolverine. They're both kind of with the heroes for their own benefit. Yeah. Like, he'll crash with them and he'll use their ability to, like, get him to a place where he can learn more about himself. And Magneto is using the heroes to get him to this place so that Xavier can murder all the humans instead of all the mutants. Yeah, and it's like I couldn't help but compare the two of them during this movie.
There's just a different direction that it sets them off in.
Yeah.
You know, you're not wrong too, because both Magneto and Wolverine, I think Charles Xavier is the only person on Earth that either of those men trust.
Really?
I honestly believe it. The only person that they'd ever genuinely connect with and trust. And you see this arc with Wolverine, especially as we go further into the X-Men stuff. It really accumulates in Logan, which I also like because of the kind of almost nihilistic tone of it. Some people love it, but then again, that's because they're Wolverine people and not Superman people.
Yeah.
The same thing's true of Magneto. And I think that does come through really clear from the word go. Possibly, again, because Sir Ian McKellen and Sir Patrick Stewart are both besties. They do theater together. They do nonsense together. Patrick Stewart, like, officiated McKellen's wedding. Like, so it's so a
random
thing.
Well, you know what that sound means. We are out of time, and man, we still got a lot of ground to cover here. This was fun. This was kind of like our return to X-Men, like remembering why we liked this series. So there's still a lot more to come. We're going to throw up an extra later on this week, and we'll see you back here then.